Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada 5 updates and spoilers. Our house guest today is Kate Snyder, and girl, we got so much to talk about. I had to redo this intro like 2 times just because I'm so overwhelmed by the scope of today's spoiler. It's a lot. So last night, just a quick review, Bruno was evicted by a vote of 5-1, and then we found out that next week is a triple eviction. Woo! Are you guys excited? That's really crazy so late in the game, but yeah, the episode ended with the Endurance HOH competition in progress. We didn't get to see it on the feeds either. But when the feeds came back, we found out that Kevin Martin won the HOH. And they already picked the have-nots for this week. Ika, Karen, and Jackie are all have-nots. But because Jackie has that season-long slop pass, she's just sleeping in the cave. She doesn't have to eat the slop. So I'm assuming that that was determined. You know, those were the first 3 out of the competition. I don't know that for sure, but I think that's what happened. So anyway, Demetres and Ika were in the have-not cave, and they don't feel so good with Kevin as the HOH because they freaking put him up last week and took out his #1 ally, Bruno. So they're also thinking that Dylan and Jackie are going to sell them out because they were telling them all last week, like, we got to put up Kevin, we got to get rid of Kevin. They still think that they have Dre, though. No. So now they're saying, you know, they're going to pitch to Kevin that they need each other and everybody wants the 3 of them out. They're the 3 biggest targets, so they got to work together. And they're going to tell Kevin, like, if you get rid of one of us this week, you're going to be a sitting duck next week. This sounds so familiar. I just feel like somebody's made this argument before. But the roles were reversed. Crazy. So they're also going to tell Kevin that they should set up a group of 5. Kevin, William, Dre, Ika, and Demetres. Again, this sounds so familiar. I feel like Kevin was pitching this last week when he was in trouble, and they said, F you. So then, the other big topic of discussion with these 2, apparently some shit went down with Bruno like an hour before the eviction. He was trying to do some last-minute campaigning. I guess it wasn't working. So then Bruno went to Demetres and, like, tried to throw Ika under the bus about, like, some week 1 Mark vote flipping crap. We're going to come back to that. But anyway, Jackie and Dylan were talking by the hot tub, and Jackie's kind of worried that Ika is going to tell Kevin that she was targeting him. And Dylan's like, it's fine. It's going to be all right. We're going to have to remind Kevin that Ika was talking crap about him all last week. She was trying to turn everybody against him. She was planning on nominating him with William. She was the one really leading that charge last week. So Dylan is feeling fine right now. So then Ika goes up to the HOH room to talk to Kevin. Dre and William are also there hanging out. William is freaking like draped across Kevin's lap because of course Kevin is picking at his back sits. I can't take it. Okay, so then Ika was telling Kevin about the whole Bruno thing before the eviction, and she says Bruno went to Demetres and told him that Ika was the reason that he almost went home week 1. And she's like, Kevin, did you know about this? Like, why would he do that? And Kevin's like, I have no idea why he said that. I was not a part of that. I didn't know he was going to do that. I don't even know if that's true or not because that all happened after the feeds went down. So I don't know if Kevin was, you know, aware of that or what. But Ika was saying, like, I didn't feel so bad to see him go after that. So then Ika was saying, she's trying to reassure Kevin. She's like, even if you weren't saved by the secret POV last week, we would have kept you over Bruno. And Kevin's like, yeah, I believe that. Does he believe it? And should he believe it? I think no, because I remember Ika discussing, I think it was with Dre, that she would have probably flipped and gotten rid of Kevin if he was still up on the block with Bruno, even though she promised she would keep him. So Ika is then going on and on about week 1, about that whole drama when Mark almost stayed over Demetres, and it's just like over and over again. Dre and William are still in the room, and they're like completely silent during this whole thing. I think Dre was listening to music, but she was definitely listening to the conversation too, and William was just like, so they were not having it. Honestly, Ika was really the only one talking here. Every once in a while, Kevin would be like, yeah, okay. But, I mean, Ika was just going on and on. So then she apologizes for taking out Bruno, but she's like, we just couldn't trust him, you know? We couldn't keep 2 people in here that we don't trust. Okay, so then they finally start talking about this week. By this point, Dre has left the room. William is still in there. And Kevin says, like, William and Dre are both going to be safe this week. William, because duh. And I guess he made a deal with Dre during the HOH competition. I think it came down to the two of them. So Dre is not going up either. So Ika's like, well, that's fine. Just please tell us if you're going to put us up so we have some warning, you know, common courtesy. So Kevin's like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, I'll tell you guys if it's you. But I do want to talk to everybody first and see what they think. So then Ika just throws this out there. If I won HOH this week, I wouldn't have put you up. That's hilarious. Okay, so then Ika and Kevin are finally alone. And Kevin's like, I'm not dumb. Like, obviously, you and Demetres are the biggest threats right now. And I am right up there with you. You know, it would be really beneficial for us to all work together. He's aware of that. But he's like, can I trust you to keep me safe for 1 week if I keep you guys safe this week? And of course Ika's saying like, oh yeah, like we would honor that, of course. So then Kevin wants to know, well, were you trying to pit me against Dylan, Jackie, and Karen last week? Because I remember like a lot of information getting back to them. Like, what's that all about? And Ika's like, no, what? She says that like, yeah, she had to say some bad stuff about him, but she was just trying to cover for their group of 5. Hilarious again. Alright, so then Demetres joins them in the HOH room. There's more talk of what happened with the vote on day 6. Demetres does not give a crap. He's like, that was so long ago. Like, even if that is true, I don't really care. So then Kevin's like, alright guys, I'm gonna be real with you, real talk. I'm not a vengeful player. He wants to make whatever move is gonna get him into the best spot for next week. So he's like, I'm not looking that far ahead. You know, if you guys can promise me 1 week of safety, I'll have to think about that. So they're like, oh yeah, of course, of course. All right. So then Kevin and William are in the HOH room. They're discussing nominations. And Kevin's like, you know what? I think I'm going to put up Demika because it's a sexy move. I hate when people describe like game moves and stuff as like sexy. It's so weird. So then William agrees like, yeah, that's the best move for sure. So they feel like putting up Karen and Dylan would be really boring, and that's like what Kevin's other move would be if he wasn't going to go after Ika and Demetres. So then Kevin lets William know, like, now that Bruno's gone, I'm going to be talking everything over with you. Oh, thanks for telling me that I'm, like, number 2 for you. Okay. But, of course, William was like, oh, yes. So then Dre comes in, and she admits that she did throw the HOH competition to Kevin. So Kevin's like, it's cool. I'm going to keep you safe. And Dre's like, I'm sorry that I couldn't drop out right away when you offered me the deal, but Ika would have been freaking pissed. Apparently, when Kevin first offered the deal, Dre looked over at Ika, and Ika was just like, no. So she had to stay in there for a while and make it look believable. And Kevin's like, it's alright, I figured that's what it was. So Kevin reveals to Dre that he's thinking about putting up Demika, and Dre is like kind of wishy-washy here about it. She's saying like, well, you know, if the secret POV wasn't used last week, Ika still probably would have evicted you after making the deal. So like, put that in your back pocket. Also, she's pushing like, if you're gonna do this, you gotta make sure that Ika goes. She should be the target because she can talk her way out of anything. And you know that Dre wants this because she wants all of the vets to go. So at the same time, she's also saying like, honestly, Kevin, though, like it might be best for your game to keep both of them safe since you guys are the biggest targets. So she's giving him both sides here. I think it's just because she doesn't want this to get back to Ika and Demetres that she was pushing for them to go. But it kind of gave Kevin mixed messages here. So this morning, it was Jackie's turn to talk to Kevin, which, you know, this is going to go great because Jackie and Kevin are such great friends, right? So basically, Jackie's saying Ika sucks, she has to go. But the best part was when Jackie was claiming that Kevin would have been safe if she won HOH this week. And she also said that she was not selling him and Bruno out to Demika last week. You know, like the Peasants Alliance and everything. So funny, and Kevin saw right through it because after she left the room, he was just like, ugh, gross. Alright, so then Demetres has another chat with Kevin. He's trying it again. He makes an offer. He's like, listen, dude, I know everybody's coming up to you, promising you everything, but I'm going to do even better. So he says, if you keep me and Ika safe this week, if we win the next HOH, we will not put you up, you will not be a backdoor option, blah, blah, blah. Also, like, if you do find yourself up on the block, if we don't win HOH, if we win the power of veto, we're gonna save you with it. So Demetres is like, my word really means something, and like he doesn't have it in him to throw competitions, so you know, you can rely on him. I believe that. I think Demetres like would definitely try for it, but I don't know if he would use it, you know. But Kevin's like, wow, that's a pretty sweet deal. I'm gonna have to think about that. So then Kevin and William have another check-in, and William, I think he sensed that the Dre thing from last night was really weird. So he was like, I don't want to speak for Dre too much, but I'm just going to let you know, like, she will be very happy if Demika goes up on the block. Like, she didn't want to push it last night because she didn't want to risk it getting back to them, but, like, just want to let you know that she will be happy if they go up. So Kevin's like, yeah, that's probably my best move. So then William is trying to make Kevin feel more comfortable with Dre. He's like, if she wins HOH next week, she's not going to target you. Yes, she will. I don't know if William just doesn't realize that Dre will target Kevin, or if he's just trying to cover for her. I feel like maybe he doesn't realize. So then Karen and Kevin Martin in the HOH room. Kevin lets her know, like, yeah, we've had our differences, but I am not putting you up this week, so chill the F out. He says if Ika or Demetres win power veto, Jackie will be the replacement, so just, like, relax. So Karen is like, yeah, Ika's got to go this week. She's mean to me. So Karen is still crabbing about going up last week instead of Jackie, and then Dylan joins them, and Dylan's just like, all right, what are they offering you? So he lets Dylan and Karen know about what Ika and Demetres were saying, and Kevin's just like, honestly guys, my conversations with the two of you were the realest. You're good in my book. And he is gonna go tell Demetres and Ika that they're going up on the block right this moment. Okay, so Kevin visits Demika in the bridge room, and he's just like, hey guys, I'm gonna put you up. And Ika's like, is there a reason why? Are you serious? She had to be kidding here, right? So Kevin's like, I can't trust you guys, just like you couldn't trust me and Bruno last week. It's the same deal. So Ika's like, well, we would have kept our word. Like, you think you could trust those other people more? And Kevin's like, I'm just going with my gut. Okay, so Kevin leaves. Ika's like, that mother effer. Demetres is really upset. And Ika's trying to cheer him up. She's like, there's nothing that we could have said to change his mind. Like, he had this in his mind already. That BS about him talking to everybody was BS. You know? He already knew he was going to do this, so whatever. But I just think it's crazy that, you know, they feel like they shouldn't be up on the block. You freaking put Kevin up last week. Why is he going to trust you? That makes no sense to me. But Dre and Jackie were chatting in the blue room. This is where stuff gets really crazy. So they're just talking. Ika comes in and she's being all like weird, fake nice. She's like, oh, how are you guys? How is your day going? What's going on? She's got a bowl of slop. And then, you know, after a little casual conversation, which was actually really tense, she says to Jackie, so Kevin told me that you threw me under the bus. What'd you say? So Jackie's like, well, I told Kevin that you're manipulative. And Ika was like, I didn't know you felt that way. I thought we were cool. So then Jackie's like, well, I did tell you that I thought you were a big threat. And like, how do you expect me to act when you're pitting me against other people? And Ika is denying this. She's like, I never did that. So then Dre's just lying there. She's just like, so Ika asks her, do you have anything to share? And Dre's like, no. So then Ika's like, Jackie, I have a question for you. If Dre won HOH, who would you want her to put up? And Jackie says, I don't think that's any of your business. So then Ika's like, well, listen up, ladies. If I'm still up on Thursday, you guys should definitely vote me out, because if I stay, it's gonna be hell. Like, I've been nice to you guys so far. So if you want to see me be mean to you, then keep me. So she's like, even I wouldn't want to live with me. She says, nothing makes me smile more than revenge. So Ika leaves the room, and Jackie and Dre are just like, what the F? So then Ika continues her tour of terror. Apparently she was asking everybody, like, what'd you say to me about Kevin? wait, what'd you say about me to Kevin? Like, what'd you say? I don't know if Kevin actually told her that everybody sold her out. I don't think he said those words, but she was just like assuming it and trying to get info from people. So we didn't get to see every confrontation on the feeds, but we did see Ika confront Karen about throwing her under the bus. Karen denies it. She's like, I didn't throw out any names. And then she was in freaking tears. Karen is like breaking down. She walks away. Dre comes in, asks Ika like, what's wrong? Why are you so pissed at everybody? And Ika's like, well, I'm hearing that all my friends sold me out. And Dre's like, all of your friends? And like, she's implying that she did not, which like, but she's implying that she did not. And Kevin comes in. And he's like, no, I didn't say everybody. I said, like, a lot of people. So then, Dre, there's, like, a mini confrontation here that's definitely been building up for a long time. Dre asks Ika, did you warn Netta about the plan to backdoor Bruno during William's HOH? And Ika's just like, yeah, I did. We did talk about it. So Dre starts acting upset. She's still implying that she did not throw them under the bus. She was like, don't group me with everybody else. And then she says, Ika has done some shady shit. You know, you waited 5 weeks to tell me stuff about you playing both sides. So Dre walks away, also in tears. But then she walks into the pink room and she's just like, I deserve an Oscar. Apparently she was like fake crying during that confrontation. I don't know. I think there was actually some hurt there that she was channeling, but she says that it was fake. So then a little while later, Demetres and Ika are in the storage room and Ika's like breaking down. She's crying now. She's upset that she blew the HOH competition and she couldn't protect Demetres because he couldn't play this week. So Demetres is like, I know you've had my back. Just relax. It's going to be fine. Like, I'm going to win that veto. And Demetres says, you need to stop yelling at everybody, though. So it'll be interesting to see if Ika and Dre, like, hash things out, or if they're just going to keep being awkward and snippy and weird. I don't know. But it's been a crazy day, and they didn't even officially have noms yet. I'm assuming that's going to happen tonight. I think we know who's going up on the block, but I will post it in the info later for sure. And you know that POV is going to be good tomorrow. I think it's the car one, right? The Toyota challenge, so it should be interesting. I'm going to die now. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.